If you're not doing the show, who wins the classic physique?
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So no one writes more intense captions than Hadi Choopan. So here we have the latest physique update from Hadi Choopan, 6 weeks out, from this upcoming Mr. Olympia. Very detailed and cited everywhere. And we can totally understand where his confidence is coming from. The man is looking bigger, more muscular, but at the same time, it is all quality size, quality muscle. So the face is already looking very sunken in, which also points towards one direction, that the man is gonna be on. But the thing is, that is something that we all expect from Hadi Choopan anyway. I mean, when was the last time Hadi came in really off? He might be off by his own standards, but the man is always the most ripped man whenever he steps on stage. And that was the case even last year at the Olympia. Yes, he lost to Samson Dauda, because the overall package of Samson, that was more complete and more competitive. But there was no argument that Hadi came in more shredded and more conditioned than Samson Dauda overall. And that is why he has to be considered one of the biggest threat to the reigning champion for this upcoming Mr. Olympia too. Because it's a fact that even an off version of Hadi Choopan, that was still good enough to tie the scores with Samson Dauda last year at the prejudging. And just keep in mind, that was the all-time best version of Samson. So for Hadi Choopan, it is all about how perfect this peak goes for him. And technically speaking, he is the most fresh guy out of all of them, all of those Olympia top 6. And there is every reason to believe that Hadi this year is gonna be scary good and possibly at his all-time best. So let's just hope that both his legs, they look symmetrical and he doesn't have that imbalance that we saw from him in that 10 weeks out update, or even at the Olympia last year, where one of his legs that was looking kind of undersized. But the way he has trained his quads throughout this year, that doesn't point towards any injury whatsoever. So we can 100% expect to see Hadi Choopan at his all-time best. Next up, we have an update from Ramon Dino, one of the best from Brazil in Classic. So 6 weeks out from one of the most important Olympias of his entire career. So his team isn't gonna reveal what he weighs right now and how much more weight he needs to drop to make that classic physique weight cutoff. Because let's say it's more than 15 pounds, then that is something that makes him very vulnerable in the eyes of the competition, and also he might lose some hype going into this year's big show. But interestingly, Mike Sommerfeld was asked this question by Dennis James on one of the recent episodes of the Menace podcast on whom does he think is gonna win the Olympia title if Mike himself isn't competing this year. And interestingly, Mike chose Ramon over Terrence Sergio, although he did say he kind of had a hard time choosing between the two. But at the end of the day, he would pick Ramon.
Ramon, but I know he needs to lose so much size. I'm so close to the weight cap. I can step on stage in 2 weeks, literally. And he needs to lose a lot of size. I don't know how he's looking.
And this isn't just based on the physique updates that Ramon has posted recently. Statistically speaking, Ramon Dino gave a very hard time to Chris Bumstead, especially in 2023, than Terrence Sergio ever did in both the Olympias, where he placed second behind Shaaban. And the fact is, Ramon just had one off year, and people just started counting him out. And the man this time looks very motivated and also very fresh, because this is the first time he took a proper off season. He did not compete throughout the year. And the sooner he wins a classic physique Olympia title, the sooner we're gonna get to see him compete in the men's open bodybuilding division. Because it is 100% guaranteed that Ramon is restricting himself big time in classic. Just like Stefan was, just like Urs was. And eventually, he's gonna have to take that difficult step. And the one thing that is getting more and more problematic for Ramon Dino over the years is that weight making process. And that is getting difficult with every passing year. And the man is losing nothing but muscle to make the weight cutoff. So Terrence Sergio versus Ramon Dino, both are there 100%. Whom do you guys have winning? So how awesome is the fact that two Olympia champions, Keon Pearson and Samson Dauda, they're helping two athletes who are gunning for this upcoming Italy Pro title and this year's Olympia qualification. So we have been watching Quinton Beastwood training with Samson Dauda for more than 2 weeks now. And here we have Sergio Oliva Jr., who just revealed that he has been getting help from none other than Keon Pearson in terms of his training as well as his posing. So Sergio also seems extremely confident that he's coming into this show for the win. Although all the predictions that the media have made so far, they are kind of mixed opinions about Sergio. But the commonality across all these predictions is that nobody has Sergio winning this show. So you can see that he's actually an underdog going into this show, while Quinton Beastwood, he's the clear favorite. So Sergio received some very positive feedback after his last show, which was FIBA Germany. And the good thing is that he has been able to train his chest throughout this prep, and that too executing some heavy lifts. So that is the area which is definitely gonna look a lot better, because we saw how his chest that kind of flattened out when he opened up his arms to hit that front double biceps and also in that front lat spread at FIBA Germany. And truthfully, Keon Pearson, he looks really impressed with the current physique of Sergio. So this is going to be a very exciting run for Sergio Oliva Jr. and also a decider on what his fate is gonna be as an IFBB pro in the future. Now he must win one of these two upcoming shows, either Italy Pro or Germany Pro, to show the world that he belongs on the biggest bodybuilding stage still. Next up, we have an off-season physique update from Muhammad Fadha. So he looks big, undoubtedly the biggest we have ever seen him during any of his previous off-seasons, but still maintaining a decent enough body composition. So Fadha this year looked very impressive at the one show that he did, Dubai Pro Show, and he was well on his way to place top 4. So William Bonac is on record saying that Fadha should have beaten Nathan D'Asha, but his back just wasn't competitive enough against any of those top 4 guys. So he joined forces with none other than Patrick Tuor just a few weeks before this year's Dubai Pro Show, and they were able to present a super package, great condition, at their first show together. And maybe if Fadha would have kept on competing, had he gone for Italy Pro or Portugal Pro, he probably would have earned his second Olympia qualification. But he doesn't want another qualification and then place outside of that top 10 at the Olympia. So he went back to the drawing board, working to bring up the weak body parts, especially his back, and a much better physique overall next year. So Fadha has the mass, he has the pretty shape, and all he needs to do is to get bigger, more denser in his posterior chin, and he will become such a dangerous bodybuilder. So Fadha started his career with Hani Rambod, then he worked with Stefan, and now he's working with Patrick Tuor. And interestingly, Patrick is the one who helped him get into the best condition of his career at this past Dubai Pro. Let's have a look at this 6 weeks out physique update from Regan Grimes. So do you guys think he will be able to place higher than top 9, which was his previous highest placing at the Olympia, and that was back in 2023. Now it's a fact that the level of competition that isn't the same anymore. But on the other hand, Regan has also improved a lot compared to his 2023 physique. So this is the facet look, and the condition on him looks pretty damn solid. But that being said, Regan desperately needs to add more volume, more size on his quads. He has an awesome structure, one of the best in the entire men's open, and that structure has allowed him to win 4 pro shows so far, even though we can all agree that he wasn't in the top-notch condition in any one of them. So the look that he presented at this year's Cali Pro, that was an awesome look. But we saw how Sazan Hirati, he was still in a better condition than him. But that being said, he would not have changed coaches if he was satisfied with Stefan as his coach. So this is gonna be a very testing year for Regan Grimes and also his new coach, Dom Supersliced. We have a whole lot of new guys like Goodvito, Rubiel, Jordan Hutchinson, Brett Wilkin, Tonio Burton, maybe even Behrouz Tabani, who are all looking to take his spot. So do you guys have Regan in your top 9 for this upcoming Mr. Olympia? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.